Hey guys, it has been what, 3 years since we last saw Stranger Things? I remember because I watched season three of Stranger Things after my A levels, so that's how long it's been. Because 3 years is a long time. Anyway, we finally get to see the Stranger Things cast in the recent season, season four, which has been split into two parts or two volumes as they call it. So we've currently got volume one, and we'll get volume two in July. But here's my honest review of the first volume of Strange Things season four. And don't worry, for anybody who hasn't watched it, this is going to be complete spoiler free. It's going to have no spoilers whatsoever, because I'm sure some of you are going to spend your weekend watching it. But before I get into my non spoiler review, please remember to like this video and subscribe to the debate. So let me start by saying that my memory is very bad. I literally go to search something and I never I go to search it up and I'm like, what was I supposed to search? But if there's anybody who's like me or just wants a recap of what happened in seasons 1 to 3, then there are some recap videos available. And they're actually really good because, I've literally forgotten every single thing that happened from season 1 to season 3, but they sort of transported me back to what happened in each season. And there's one for each season, so that's great. And I've created a playlist. So if you want to have a look at that playlist, I'll leave a card up above. But yeah, so here's my non-spoiler review. So yeah, I mean, there's just so much to talk about. I really want to do a spoiler review, but I'm just going to keep it non-spoiler at the moment. But yeah, so I guess I'll start with exactly is happening, because at the end of season three, we saw that they're all sort of going their own way. Like Hopper is dead, and Billy is gone, and Joyce, Will, and Jonathan and Eleven have moved away from Hawkins, while everyone else is in Hawkins, and so they're sort of like separated. But don't worry, because we do see that over the episodes they do sort of reunite with each other a bit more and get back with each other. I'm not going to say much more than that because I don't want to spoil who gets up, who's with who, and all that stuff. But I think I'm going to talk about 11 first, because I feel like she's like the main character. And wow, I mean, they really went into. I mean, she's such a key character, and we really do get to see the difficulty. Because it's for her, like after losing Hopper, who she would consider like her father and like a parental figure, and losing him has just changed her world, and she's had to move with Joyce, Will, and Jonathan, and moved away from her boyfriend Mike. So yeah, and then life in her new school as well is tough. She's like getting bullied, and she's trying to live without her powers, like a huge transition. And we get to see a bit more into that, into her backstory as well, like what happened, a bit more of like, yeah, I don't want to say too much. Just I'm trying to be really careful with what I say. But yeah, you really do get to see a lot more of Eleven, and you also feel bad for her because, like, in the backstory as well, you can see that she was getting bullied there, and she's getting bullied in present times by her schoolmates. So yeah, and then I'll move on to Mike. Well, he seems pretty much the same. You get to see that after Will left, their old friendship group is sort of changed. Like Dustin is still hanging around with Mike, and well, Susie is still with Dustin, so that's great. But Lucas has like massively changed, and we saw that in the trailer as well. So he's sort of he's on the basketball team, so there's sort of like a distance between them. So you sort of get that united feeling in this volume one. Just normally I would call it season four, but it's not season four yet. It's like half of season four, not even half, but yeah. And then I'll talk about Max, because they really touch on her a lot on this volume. So we get to see more, because she was never really that close to Billy, but how that loss has impacted her, and then that whole family issues and all of that. And yeah, we get to see how that really affects her, because she split away from Lucas and Mike and Dustin, and there's that gap, and also not having Eleven there as well, who she considered her friend. So yeah, there's also a few other problems with Max, and you really do get to feel bad for her because she's being targeted. And that's all I'm gonna say. Oh, and then Erica. I mean, I loved Erica. Erica was, I think she's probably my favorite character, but we do get to see her a bit more. There, I feel like in the last two episodes of the season, we'll get to see a bit more of her. At least I hope so. But yeah, oh, she's just really good. I'm really glad that they included her. And of course, I'm gonna say I wish there was more of her, but I don't know how they would have incorporated that. But we've still got two episodes and we've still got season 5. So then Steve and Robin. Yeah, I mean we get to see them sort of like their friendship growing a bit more and their relationship with Dustin too, because Dustin's pretty close to both of them. I actually really do love the change between like how it grows, because not only are Steve and Robin getting closer in this volume, but also Robin and Nancy are as well, which is a bit of a weird duo, but it sort of works as well, and they really do start to become friends. And I guess, talking about Nancy, you got to talk about Jonathan as well, her boyfriend, and, they're separated. Like, there's a lot of separation in this volume. And so you can sort of guess that volume 2 is going to be more about bringing them together and, solving the big mystery, because every season's got its own mystery, its own adventure. But yeah, and we sort of get that feeling that they're sort of drifting apart, but there isn't too much given on their relationship because there's so much more to focus on. But the one character I really want to talk about is Will, because I just feel so bad for him. Like, everything that's happened previously and all of the changes too. I mean, he's moved, his friendships of like his friends are like literally not there anymore. Like, they used to spend so much time playing games and stuff. But yeah, such a huge adjustment. And then yeah, I mean, he's not being bullied like 11, but he's not close with anybody. He's like there for 11, but sort of not there. But yeah, it's pretty sad, and I have a theory in my head about what's going on with Will, but I'm not gonna say it because we're just waiting to see. And I don't know. I'm not gonna say it because maybe I feel like some other people are also getting that same idea, but I'm not sure. But yeah, Joyce and Murray. So I'm so glad we got to see. I mean, of course we're going to see Joyce, but we got to see Murray again as well, and they're working together. I'm not going to say what they're working together for, but you can probably guess. I mean, I don't need to say much, and I've got to mention Hopper because the end of Strange Things season 3, we saw him die, and yeah, I mean, we saw him appear in that last little scene at the end, and everybody's like so relieved and everything. And I remember thinking, oh my god, thank God they didn't kill him off. But yeah, he really does go through a journey in this one. Like, he's been tortured, and yeah, there's a lot of torture in this volume. Let me just say, like, there's mental torture and then there's physical torture as well. Like, yeah, what I really liked is we get to see some new friendships, new relationships growing, stuff, other stuff happening, which I'm not going to say too much. A few. There's one little thing about a relationship that I'm not very so keen on, but I mean, you got to wait to see how it ends. I mean, we're still not at that end point. And I love the addition of these new characters. We get a few new characters. We get Eddie, we get Jonathan's friend. I really like both of those characters. And yeah, I just think it worked really well. And they really do bring them to a good light as well. So they do, it's not like a 1 minute we get to see a new character, that we get to see quite a bit of them. And I think going forwards also we'll get to see a bit more. And I mean, this whole volume is just, well, the whole season, actually, I should say. There's this new mystery, there's this new adventure, but it's all linked because, the whole Strange Things thing is all linked. Uh, yeah, we just get to see how much of a transition there is from after what happened in the events of season 3 and how this has affected the whole group, like not just the kids, but also the adults as well, like with Billy dying, with Hopper dying, and like moving away from Hawkins, and then Elle's loss of powers. Like it's like a massive journey. And yeah, and there's also a lot of traveling around, and it all stays sort of like within the US, but yeah, they're all sort of split up. Going, I think there's like 3 different groups, and they're all their own journey and adventure. And I guess the last 2 episodes we'll see, something big happening in them all coming together. Don't know if that's a spoiler. Don't know. I mean, it's sort of hinted in the trailer, but and we got a little tease of this in the trailer, and I'm not going to say too much, but of the villain Vecna, and he is creepy. He is absolutely terrifying to look at. I mean, he is brutal, and and we really do get to see like what he does in Volume 1, and it isn't good. Like it's horrible. And we also get that background story to the Krill family as well, which what happened was like absolutely horrifying. And like I said before, more of 11's past. And also, like, just one more thing. I just thought, no, I'll mention it, but there was a little Lord of the Rings reference in there, which I really liked, because I was like, I got that reference. Sometimes these references just go over my head, but that one, it's like, I got it. But yeah, I'm not gonna. Of course, I'd love to talk about the ending, but I'm not going to because I'll spoil it. But the ending it's like, wow, like I never saw that coming. I mean, I had my suspicions, but I never saw it coming, and that like I never saw that happening. I don't know. You understand what I'm trying to say when you watch it. But yeah, there's just so much that's going on, and it's crazy because after season 3 came out, I was just waiting for season 4, and after a bit, I was like, what happened in this show? Like, was it actually as good as I remember it to be? And watching season 4, volume 1, I've suddenly remembered like why I love this show, because I love the group of characters. I love the relationships. I love the friendships, and I love also the fact that they add new characters as well. And I love the mysteries as well, and also just seeing them like work together and sort of like solve it together, which is really good. But yeah, so I guess we've got volume 2 coming out in July, which is 2 episodes. Second one, I think the second one's like 2 hours and 30 minutes from memory. So it's going to be quite long. But yeah, so hopefully that will end season 4, and then there's only one more season left. So it's 5 seasons in total. And that will be our 5th season. No clue when that's coming, but yeah, it's really sad because it's coming to an end. But
Oh no.
yeah, all good things must come to an end.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask Emily, like, what's your now what are you expecting in volume 2 now? Like, because you said for one character, Erica would get like that the show gave her more screen time. Like, are you hoping for any more characters without spoiling anything? Any more screen time, or like,
I would
what's your hopes and in volume 2?
I mean, volume 2, I mean, 2 hours and 30 minutes is like the time of that's like that's just a bit over how long Multiverse of Madness was. So there's a lot that can happen in there. So it's crazy to think like what on earth is going to happen, and I feel like it's going to be quite a big one with like people with the old group like coming together trying to get this over and done with 11, and there's just going to be so much. And I'd really like you asked, I'd really like to see some of these new characters like Eddie sort of like transition into this group and sort of like become like one of the members in this group. I'd really like that. I feel like that'd be quite cool. And maybe Susie as well. I mean that'd be pretty cool. But yeah, I mean there's no knowing what could happen, because there's like over 3 hours left of season 4. So like I really don't have a clue what is going to happen in that 3 hours. I just know that 3 hours is just going to go like that, and that'll be season 4, another one done.
I mean, I haven't seen the show, but from hearing what you said, it kind of like at the end, I just got a slight feeling that maybe there could be a possibility that someone could die. Like, do you might have a feeling of that? I'm just curious because
Yeah, no. I do have a feeling that someone I yeah, I don't know, every single episode I watched and I was like, oh my god, please don't. And you know, I just have a feeling something is gonna happen, and yeah, I mean, there's no knowing who. I just hope it's not one of the new ones we've just seen, but I hope it's not the old ones as well. I don't know who I'd prefer to die, but oh no, I think you're 100% right in asking me that, because I'm like 100% confident that something really bad is going to happen and someone is going to die, and yeah.
Wow, that's just a lot to take in, especially for someone who hasn't seen the show. But it's just from the way you talked about it, it just sounds like there's so much going on to just sink in, and gosh, it's just, and it sounds amazing, and it sounds like it sounds really, I don't know, thrilling, and especially when you said last 3 episodes for season 4. I mean, what to expect? I mean, what are you going to expect that's going to happen? Oof.
Yeah, it could go anywhere, because normally if for another show, like if there was like 2 hours left, I think you'd sort of have that idea, but with this being quite long and just like 2 episodes, it's like, what is going to happen? But yeah, I completely forgot to say at the beginning, my fault, that Grace hasn't watched the show. I should have said something at the beginning. I completely forgot to slip my mind.
No, it's fine. I mean,
Grace hasn't watched the show, as Grace said. But would you? I don't know, because I didn't say any spoilers. So would you consider watching the show? Maybe
I might. Yeah, I did try to convince myself to watch this show, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just too lazy to watch it because I got so many other things to watch it. But so many other things to watch. But it's definitely on my list because I like horror, and this is something I would like to watch. It kind of reminds me of It's like a bunch of kids fighting off like some mysterious evil. But yeah, I mean, this is something like up my alley. Something I definitely I'll add to the list.
right, guys. That ends my non-spoiler review of Strange Things Season 4, Volume 1. So please leave a comment down below on your thoughts on Volume 1 and whether you're excited for Volume 2. And maybe leave a comment as well if you want to see a spoiler review from me for Season 4, Volume 1. I mean, I'd be up to doing it. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I'd probably just repeat every single thing that's happened in every single episode, but you know. But yeah, stay tuned for my review on Volume 2, which will come out in July, because Volume 2 is coming out in July. And do make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell to be notified of when that comes out. And give this video a like if you liked it, and give it a like actually if you want to see a spoiler review as well. Why not, you know? But yeah, till then, see you guys later.